All right, welcome to Cafe Chronicles. Tonight we have Kenny Rocket. Thanks for doing this, Kenny.
No problem.
All right. Smooth jazz guitarist.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Got a show coming up at Aretha's Jazz Cafe May 7.
Yes.
Yeah, excited about that.
Very excited.
Yeah. Excited to have you. Yeah.
Likewise.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. You from Detroit?
From Detroit,
Long
born
life,
and raised. I've been playing guitar almost 25 years.
All right.
Got my guitar when I was about, 14, and been hitting it hard ever since.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Just playing in bands around Detroit?
Yes, I've been playing in bands around the city, churches. I've been on tour. I've been a lot of places. Music has taken me places that I probably would have never been able to go.
Okay. That's fantastic.
It is.
Yeah. And we were talking before we sat down. You were playing guitar with Zanye a few
Yes.
times at the cafe, right?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, she's
was.
fantastic.
She is.
Yeah. That's great. So, so Cafe Chronicles, what we do, I don't know if you've seen the podcast before, but
Yeah, I've seen it.
yeah. So we kind of talk about, like, if you could, like, chronicle a moment that you've been to the cafe that, comes to mind, if there's, maybe a time you performed
Yeah.
that you can think of,
Yeah.
and tell a little story about that.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I did an acoustic set with Kimiana Zanye. She did a show down here last year, and it was an acoustic set. I played acoustic guitar, which I do here and there, but not too often because I'm an
Okay.
electric player. I
Yeah.
love electric. But for certain occasions, I'm called to do acoustic. So I did the acoustic, and, it was an upright bass player, and it was a drummer, and we had piano. So, and it was here, and it was like a real intimate,
Great room
vibe.
for that.
Yeah, great
though.
room for the
Yeah.
acoustics. Yeah. It was a great intimate vibe. It just, everything about it was just grown and sexy.
Okay.
So I just really enjoyed the song selection she picked was amazing, and took a few solos on acoustic, and it went over well. You really can't shred and scream on acoustic. You kind of gotta feel it.
could.
You
You
could,
could.
but nobody would like to hear that.
Yeah.
Kinda
I'm a
gotta-
guitar player as well.
Okay.
So you could.
You could, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. What kind of acoustic guitar was it?
A Taylor.
A Taylor.
Yeah,
Oh,
Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. May 7th, you'll be playing electric.
Yes.
Yeah. So, is this, you have an album called Cool Giant, correct?
My single is entitled Cool
Your
Giant.
singles.
Yes.
Okay. Is this a release party for that single?
No, not for that single.
Okay.
My second single I'm releasing this Friday, entitled Rock With You. It's a cover of Bobby Brown, Rock With You.
Oh.
That's my smooth jazz cover of that
Excellent.
song. So
This
that's
Friday would be May 2nd.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what the release party is for that single.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's excellent.
It
That's
is.
excellent. So, you have an album that's.
The album is, I'm working on that
Okay.
right now. So it
But-
should be out by September.
All right. But these two songs will be on that album.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. How's that? How's the album? Is it is it something you recorded in Detroit?
Yes.
Or-
Yes.
okay.
Everything here.
Yeah. Okay. What about you got players from Detroit on
Yes,
it?
the players are from here
Yeah.
as well. I do have a few cats from out of town playing on it.
Yeah.
I do got a few features.
Yeah.
So
We
yeah.
got to bring some friends in. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You want to talk about who's on the album?
Yes. So
Okay.
I was blessed to get a track from Dana Davis.
Oh.
Got a track from him. He blessed me with a nice, like a watercolors ready, like real laid back, smooth track. Also, as far as players on this single being released Friday, I have Mike Harrington on bass,
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Hunter on drums, Tony Gordon on keys, Marcus Devine singing background, and also Kyle Russian singing background.
Okay. A lot of these guys are cafe regulars.
I know.
You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So these guys are both on the album and are going to play on the 7th.
No, not all those guys.
Oh, okay.
Just those guys I just named will be on the single that's coming out.
Gotcha. All right.
But as far as the band for the 7th,
Yeah.
on keys I have James Shelton,
Okay. Mhm.
bass.
Another regular.
yeah, Rob Skinner on
Mhm.
bass, Marlon Wild Bill Curry on percussion, Jeff Kennedy on drums.
Just he's a monster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Charles Prophet on sax.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And I also have 3 amazing singers, Jake Mangum, Kyle Russian, and then Whitney will also be singing with me.
Okay. You also have a poet.
Yes, P the poet will be doing a piece for us. She's
Okay.
going to bless us that night.
With the band or separately?
Separately.
Separately?
She's going on before the band.
Yeah. You ever done that before? Like play behind a poet?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Yeah. I do that with a band. I play behind a poet, and it's very interesting, and it's a lot of fun.
Wow. Okay.
Because you got to, the poet will improvise, and, you have to, like, kind of follow how he's reading,
Yeah.
You got to follow his rhythm.
Right.
And it's very interesting. It's a lot of fun, too, because it's, you're improvising all, while he's reading.
Yeah.
So, and then I think I saw another name on the flyer. Troy.
Troy the comedian
Yeah,
will be
okay.
my host.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a good friend of mine as well. He's been doing comedy for 20 plus years. He's a pioneer around the city doing comedy. So, yeah, he's going to be the host for that night.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Where else have you played? I mean, like around town. Do you do, because you're mostly smooth jazz, correct?
Yes, now I am mostly smooth jazz.
Oh, what do you mean now? You weren't before?
So this is my first project as a solo artist.
Okay.
I've been a sideman for many, many years since I've started playing.
Okay.
So
Sideman or like a session guy?
Sideman, playing for other artists,
Yeah.
playing for sessions, playing for other people. But this is my first time where I'm stepping out as the artist.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's exciting.
It is.
That's fantastic. Yeah. You nervous?
No, not really. I mean, I've had so much experience with being a sideman and supporting the artist and knowing what to do, what not to do, how to navigate. So now, by me being in that position, I got years of experience,
Okay.
from watching other artists do what they do.
Yeah. So I got to ask you, as a guitarist, what do you play? Do you have a go-to, or do you have like a...
For that night, I'll be playing a Telly
Oh,
and a 335.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a Telly too.
Okay,
I used to have a knockoff 335. Like it was like an Epiphone.
right.
I got rid of that years ago though.
Okay.
Yeah. You mostly play Telecasters?
Telly is my favorite, yeah. I got a Sir Telecaster.
A Sir?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
SUHR. It's a company, guitar company.
Okay.
Boutique guitars. Fantastic. I played it. I've heard about it a lot, like around other musicians talked about it. But they had one at Guitar Center, which is rare because they really don't have that brand at Guitar Center. And I sat there and I played it for like 2 hours straight. Now, I've played
At
all the
Guitar
guitar
Center.
at Guitar Center.
Yeah.
To the point where it was people just coming in the room just to watch me play. I wasn't trying to put on a show. I just wanted to just play that guitar. Like, I didn't want to put it down.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, let me come back. So I went back the next day just to see if it still felt the same. It felt better the next day.
Really?
And I was like, I got to buy me one.
S-U, how to spell it again?
SUHR, Sir. The guy's name is John Sir. A company out of California. Boutique guitars.
Let's see. All right. Did you modify it after you
No, I didn't
No,
know. It was
straight.
perfect.
Huh.
Absolutely perfect.
That's great.
I mean, I got it set up, of course, yeah.
well, yeah.
New strings, yeah.
But I
no.
mean, just his pickups and...
Yeah, John Sir's
Yeah.
pickups are amazing, yeah.
Wow,
And
that's
it's a-
great. That's
and it's-
exciting for me
Yeah.
to learn something,
Yeah, and it's a semi-hollow body, too, so it's kind of thick, it gives you that tone you need.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
Yeah. Do you use a lot of effects?
Not a lot.
We're going to kind of geek out on some guitar stuff, Jason, if that's all right.
It works for me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You don't? Or you?
I do.
Yeah?
I do, then again, I don't. It depends on the application, what I'm playing.
Right.
If it calls for effects, of course I'm going to use them, but if it doesn't, I don't like to overdo it,
Yeah.
you know.
What do you use?
I got a Helix, which I mainly use for like R&B and church.
What does the Helix do?
A Helix is an effects processor made by Line 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's Line 6.
So it's one of the big...
Yeah, one of the bigger effects processors. Pretty much gives you all the tones. And then I also use a Fractal.
Fractal,
which
that sounds...
it is the absolute best guitar effects, multi-effects processor you could ever buy.
That's the brand, or is that the...
Fractal is the brand. Fractal Audio Systems. And if you go online and research
I'll
fractal,
write that down too.
yeah,
All right.
they make some of the best tones. Like far as amps, it's over 150 different amps in there.
So it's like a modeling amp.
It's so.
Because I have a Fender Mustang,
Right.
like a GT modeling amp.
Yeah.
And it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, because they have all the amps and the heads and the speakers. You can kind of like play around with it, but I don't really think it gets that close.
Right.
It might, and I'm doing something wrong. You know what I
got you.
mean?
Right.
But
Yeah.
is this something similar to that?
The fractal gets like very, very close.
Really?
Very, very close.
It can mimic a tube?
It can mimic anything.
Yeah, I just looked it up. It's like every pedal you would ever want in one, and then you can just change it around with whatever type of effect you want to do. And
Every pedal or every
it's got
amp?
like every effect, every amp. It can do pretty much anything, all in
Yeah.
one box.
Huh.
It's kind of expensive,
I
but
was just going to...
once you hear, like, I've never heard anything. I mean, I've played on all the amps. I played on the Fender Twins.
Yeah.
I have a Mesa Boogie. I haven't even turned it on because I use the fractal and I use like a little speaker, like a 12-inch speaker, give me that bias tone. But nothing better than the fractal.
Wow. Are you going to bring it on May 7th?
I will bring it. I only brought it out the house. This will be my second time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to check it out May 7th.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm kind of like that, like, I'm kind of like love-hate with pedals,
Right.
I have two pedal boards. One's gigantic and one's like the small one.
Right.
I put all my pedals on the big one. I took it to a couple gigs, and like half of them didn't work because I did something wrong. And I'm like, why do I need all this?
Right.
And then the next gig, no pedals. And I'm like, well, I need my wah.
Yeah, you need
I use
your
a
wah.
wah every once in a
Yeah,
while.
me too.
And I do a tune with the Poet with a looper.
Okay.
So I got to have that, because I got to loop myself and then solo over it. So, I have like 3 or 4 pedals, and I got a tuner on there. But it would be so nice to just plug into an amp and go, because that sounds the best to me, because I've always come from that school of like, your tone is in your playing.
It is. It is.
But, yeah.
But you need that boost,
Yeah.
Need that boost. And it's getting to a point where amps, people may not believe me, but in about 10 years, guitar players won't even have a need for an amp anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because these effects processors are so good at capturing the tone of whatever amp you want. And if you got a Fender Twin, it sounds great, but you're going to always sound like a Fender Twin.
Mm-hmm.
What I can have one song and I can have a Fender Twin. My next song, I can have a Marshall. My other song, I could have, whatever other type of amp.
like
I wanna
that.
use. Yeah, like that, yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so spot on. Like those kind of effects processors, they can capture the amp tone, and it's a step beyond modeling. They call it profiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the thing too with that, like with a tube amp, you're gonna get like variances and like over time how that tube heats up and you like lose power and you gain power like throughout the night. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
With that you probably don't, right?
You don't get that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that modeling amp I use a lot when I record at home.
Right.
Because it's got that like line out into my audio interface, and it's fantastic because I can play with sounds because it's all controlled on my phone.
Right.
Pick a different head and but I see what you're saying though from going why lug around a big heavy amp when you got how big's the pedal? How big's the
About that big.
Yeah. A foot and a half maybe?
Yeah. And a little speaker with you just to hear yourself.
Yeah.
So that's what I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm from the school like you. We used to bring our Marshall stacks to every gig.
Me too.
412s.
Yeah.
And if you really had some money, you'll have 2 sets of those and you would stack them up.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
I had a 412. I had the 412. It would fit perfectly in the trunk of my like Buick Skylark or something, right?
Wow.
I lived in Indian Village, right? And we had to park on the street. I parked in the street. Somebody rear-ended me while the car was parked. Car was totaled. The cabinet was fine.
Wow.
I think it was a monster, but Yeah, but I would lug that around.
Yeah.
To all my gigs.
We all did.
Yeah.
Until now.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, equipment's that's a weird addiction for a lot of people buying.
It is. Because it's like you never think you found your right tone. Like even me, like the Sir guitar that I have is absolutely amazing. But I want another Sir. I want to see if the next level Sir sounds as good as the one that I have.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's interesting.
It is.
What else do you play? Or do you just stick with that guitar?
So no, I do have a Paul Reed Smith that I play.
Ooh.
Yeah, I do have that.
I've never had one of those.
It's not all that, but
Really?
not
They
really.
look beautiful.
They do
I
look
played
beautiful.
one once. Just
Okay.
once, but it seemed like I would like it. I didn't play it, but they're beautiful guitars.
They are.
Yeah.
I think they're more hyped than actual.
Really?
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Yeah. But I mean, Paul Reed Smiths have become the sound of church and R&B, gospel.
Yeah.
Because so many of those cats play those guitars. That's the sound.
Because it's got that nice clean, doesn't it?
Yeah, beautiful clean tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I never owned a Stratocaster until recently,
Oh, wow.
and I finally got it. I love it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot different than the Telecaster.
It
which
is a lot
surprised me,
Okay.
but I like it. What I had to do was the bridge, with the tremolo on it.
Yeah.
I had my guy, I don't know what he did, glued the bridge down so it didn't, because I put my palm on the bridge
Right.
when I play, and it kept moving,
Yeah.
so I'm like, I never used the bar, so, because it kept going out, like I'd play and it would move the
Yeah.
bridge. And I'm like, I
Right.
can't do
Yeah.
that.
I get it.
But I like it,
Okay.
You're not a Gibson guy, no Les Paul, or?
I used to be.
Yeah.
To be honest, I used to be a Les Paul guy. I just couldn't get the tones I wanted out of it.
Yeah.
So I just went from Gibson to like Paul Reed's and then Strats and then, what I'm playing now to Sirs. So
My theory with guitars is always buy something drastically different than the last guitar I buy,
I agree.
So never get something very similar.
Exactly.
So I have a Les Paul, I have a Strat, I have a Tele,
Okay.
that kind of thing. Because they're drastically, like a Les Paul's heavy.
Super heavy.
Yeah. But, they're all fun.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't wait to May 7 now. I want to see this Fractal.
The Fractal is amazing.
Did you use it on the album or on the singles?
Yes, I did.
Yeah?
Yeah. So it works. It's just like I can use it for my effects processor when I do shows, but I can also use it as an interface.
I was just going to ask you.
Yeah, so I don't even need an interface. Like I got a Sapphire and I got another interface. I don't even use it no more. I use the Fractal with everything.
So just go straight into the board,
Straight into the Fractal. It's outputs on the Fractal that goes to
the house.
my monitors.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm in the studio, same thing. If I'm doing live, it's outs that go to the house.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. See, because that's what I loved about the Mustang I have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just go
I got
straight to my, my
Right.
Focusrite.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've had people do that with they'll bring a pedal to the cafe. I'm like, I don't need a speaker. I'm just go straight to the house. It'll be fine.
Right.
And it sounds like crap.
Yeah.
I don't know what he used, but
Right.
yeah.
And it's like impossible to mix when people do that.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I gotta think about what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. But the Mustang sounds great
Okay.
for what what I use it for. So the Fractal's got to be. But that's the company that makes it. It's called Fractal.
Fractal Audio Systems. So you can get the FM3 or the FM9. So the FM3 is what I have. It's a smaller version, but it's like a beast. The FM9 is like about the size of this table. It's huge. It's massive, but it's like 7 different foot switches, and it's also like you can get a software program to edit it. It's called the FM software.
Oh,
And
okay.
you get that, and you can like edit and change stuff.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
so
it
you can
is.
just do all your editing on your
On your
computer.
Yeah.
Upload it to the board or to the pedal.
Yes, exactly.
That's great.
Or you can go inside the pedal and do it in the pedal. You
Yeah.
got your options.
And is it just the options are endless with like the
Endless, yeah, endless. Like, so if
you can get a looper and a,
it is a looper, I don't use a looper, but it is one on there. Yeah.
does it have like an expression pedal, like a wah kind of thing?
No, you'll have to buy one and hook
Something
that up.
simple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Huh.
But it's dope.
Sounds like an ad for fractal.
Not
And,
sponsored.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They need to give me an endorsement, right? Exactly.
All right. Excellent. So May 7th,
May 7th,
showtime's
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Aretha's Jazz Cafe
Yeah,
here at Music Hall.
I will be up about 8:15, and I will be done about 9:15,
Okay.
9:30ish. It's not going to be long and drawn out. It's going to be straight to the point. It's it's a work night, school night, so I want to be respectful to everybody that has things to do,
Yeah.
or people to go home to and take care of.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take all night. Just get to the point.
And Maurice Owen brought you in.
Yes,
MK Entertainment.
absolutely.
Yeah, he was on the podcast.
Okay,
Yeah. So what, a month ago or so?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
while ago. Yeah.
awesome.
He's great.
Okay,
I love Maurice. Yeah.
he is.
So, and he introduced me to you. So
Yeah.
this has been it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well, I can't wait for May 7th.
Me neither.
I'm gonna go. Is the Cool Giant out now?
Cool
where I can
Giant
listen to
is
it?
out.
But the
yes.
other one's not yet.
Not yet. It will
What's
be
the
out
other one
Friday.
called? I'm sorry.
Rock With You.
Rock with you. Oh, that's not. Yeah.
Yeah, so Cool Giant is out on all streaming platforms. You can follow me on Instagram at Kenny Rocket, and the new single will be out this Friday.
All right. Excellent. Kenny Rocket.
Yes.
Thank you so much for doing this.
No problem.
All right. Take care.